All right, guys, we are going live right now, and thanks for joining if you're just now joining. And tonight we're going to be changing, we're going to be switching up the study. We're going to be drawing this nose. So if you would like to follow along, we're just going to do this nose study tonight. You can go over to sharpenedartist.com and click on the navigation tab that says resources up at the top if you're on a desktop or a laptop computer. And then underneath that, you've got a drop-down menu that'll say Livestreams. And you should be able to find the live stream that we're working on right now. And there's a button down there where you can click on download the nose or something like that. But you'll see the image there. Okay, so we are going to be working on this particular surface, and it's Strathmore Bristol Smooth 400 series, and it's a 4-ply particular paper, so it's a little bit thicker than what you would have in just like a typical 1 or 2 ply paper. I'm going to scoot this tape over just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so it's pretty thick, but the smooth surface will allow us to render a little bit quicker. We won't have to build up as many layers, although there is a nice texture to this surface, but you can get a lot of small, tiny details. So I'm kind of excited about that piece of it. And when we look at this particular nose, so with this nose, what we're doing is we're looking at something that if you start trying to analyze what's going on with the nose, and you're trying to look for the separations of the cartilage in the ball of the nose, or you're looking at the ala, trying to figure out where everything is, and the indication where the nostril is, and the nostril over here on this other side, then we're going to have a tough time perhaps doing that because of this 1/8 type of turn, nearly a 3/4 turn in the rotation of the head. But this is often what you run into whenever you start drawing different poses. It's not always going to be this perfect frontal pose or profile or perfect 3/4. We're going to have these kind of things from time to time. So I think this is a good one to draw today. And if you're following along, I'm very excited about that. Actually, I should turn the chat on. I should open the chat up. I forgot to do that. All right. So I got the chat open. If you've already been chatting with me and I've been ignoring you, it's because I didn't have the chat open. So I apologize for that. Okay. So again, I'm going to try to use this limited palette. I'm not going to use a whole lot of colors. I'm going to limit it to this 24 set of the Derwent Lightfast pencils. So, hey Ramona, how are you? Good to see you over here. I hope I changed the live stream title. I think I did. So, all right. There's so many little moving parts everywhere. Sometimes it's hard to remember everything. I spent an inordinate amount of time trying to get my website to update with everything, and that took several hours, and it still didn't do it the way that I wanted. But anyway, I had to table that, and we'll work on it later. Okay, so let me... Oh, good. Thanks, Peggy. You guys are keeping me in line here. All right, I love it. Okay, so let's look at the space that I have. So the composition has to fit in this space, right? So I need to make some determinations on where this nose is going to go. So I deliberately cut my surface out, and then I taped it to this presentation board. But I cut it the same size as this particular reference so that I wouldn't have to do a whole lot of guessing games. So what that does then is that enables me to look at some of these distances around here, and I can see how far, I have until I reach the edge, that sort of thing. So I think I probably want to move that over just a little bit over here on my surface. So probably going to put it somewhere in here. That's probably as far as I want to go, because my edge is right over there. Hey, Somia, thanks for joining. Somia is also over there on Facebook Live. So, Somia, the surface is the Strathmore Bristol Vellum, the 400 series. I wrote it down up here, but you probably cannot read that. But it's the 400 series. It's the 4-ply paper, so it's very, very thick. Okay, so we'll put that over here. So it's a smooth surface. So this goes up here somewhere. This nose comes here, and then it curves around. So I don't know where that is. I'm going to indicate it somewhere over there. Then there's a nostril in there somewhere, right? I don't know where that is. But I'm going to just put something down on the paper first. And then it starts this angle upwards. And I don't know where that is yet either. And that's okay. I can come back over here. There's a little bit of a distance between where part of that septum is and where the nostril is. And then the ball of the nose is down here somewhere. And then there's a nostril somewhere. And then there's the other edge where the ala is. So let me zoom in just a little bit, because I think this will help you to see it a little bit better. Hopefully you can see that all right. Okay. So, and I know it's real faint right now. We'll darken that up as we move through the piece. Okay, so I've got a little bit of a space here before I meet that edge, and it's somewhere right in here, somewhere over here like that. Okay, and I've raised my nose up just a little bit, which is fine. Okay, and then this comes down somewhere over here. And there's a rotation in the head. If you look at where the ala over here, this outer edge of the nostril, comes in and closes off right here at this edge to where the septum is, then what happens is this is raised up a little bit higher than the outer nostril over here. I want to make sure that I do that. So this will be up here somewhere, right? Okay. And then this wraps around. This ball of the nose comes up here somewhere, while the nostril is over this way. And let's see here. So then I've got a little bit of an interval right there. So that nostril is somewhere up in there. I'm not real sure yet where that is. That's okay. I can come back over here. And then there's these shadow shapes. Very prominent shadow shape over here. There's this indication of where this... Oh, yeah. Nice point, Sergio, man. Talking about the blue eyes there. Yes. Those are some nice blue eyes. Okay, and then this wraps around like this. Okay. So I'm just trying to outline that shadow shape. And then this line right here indicates to me where part of that side plane is on the nose. So I can follow this up if I know where that is. And it's somewhere over here, somewhere like that. Because it connects. If you see this right here, that's underneath the skin. This is where this side plane of the nose is. Then it comes up like this, right in here somewhere. There we go. I did that intentionally. Thanks for noticing there, Sergi, man. Just kidding. All right. And then this is angled up. Straight. This is nearly straight right in here, and then it turns and angles the other way. See, it's kind of hard to see right in here because this color of the skin matches the color of the orbital area, the upper eyelid, and all of the area right in here by the eyebrow and by the eye over here. So it's kind of what that is over there. So we could be wrong on some of that, and that's okay. Then we'll go up like this and down over here. Now I have to look. I have to try to force myself to only look at the edges, you know. So I've got another version of this. Sorry if I missed this bit of info. On which surface are you working on tonight? Yeah, Sergi, man, I'm working on Strathmore Bristol Vellum Smooth 4-ply 400 series paper. So I can mark this one up. So it comes up like this. And it stops somewhere in there because it's no longer an edge over here. It won't even look like an edge if we were to draw the entire portrait, right? And then I come down like this. I'm just outlining that edge, noticing where that edge is. Sometimes that's helpful early on in the process to try to figure out, you know, where some of these edges are. Okay. And this side plane is kind of prominent up here. I've got that too wide. Needs to come out like that. So I'm using call erase. I'm using just this violet color for my outline. This is often what I do when I'm starting a drawing. I'm not going to use a colored pencil, especially on a surface that is less forgiving. You know, there's a point at which you're not going to be able to get more on a smooth surface like this, and so I have to watch that and make sure that I'm not putting more on the surface than I can take off. Okay, I can come in here. The shadow shape sort of extends. There's that area that we always have on noses, that sort of this little V shape with the shadow right there. And then we go back this way. And that hard, really this diffused edge really kind of gets lost a little bit right in there. Okay, now I'm going to predict for my drawing that that nostril will be right in there somewhere. If I need to change that later, I can at this point. Sooner or later, we'll just have to to just go with that. And that's okay for a study. For a study, we're not going to have to be exact. There we go. Okay. So, Sergi, man, you've not ever used Strathmore Bristol paper before? I think you would like it. It's a good paper, but yeah, it's less forgiving than a non-absorbent paper, like a sandpaper or a pastel mat. And Lori Marie, thanks for joining us over there on Facebook Live. And she's asking why I don't use graphite for my outline. And it's not that I haven't. I've done that before. But I like using the Call Erase pencils because sometimes it's rather difficult to erase the graphite marks, And the nice thing about these Call Erase pencils is that you can totally erase them very easily and just get rid of them. Let's see here. Well, I lost my chat. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let me see if I can grab that back, guys. I'll close it and open it back up again. Not sure what happened there. Get rid of some of these windows. Well, I'm not sure what's going on with this chat window. Let's see here.